Welcome back to Albany County Fasteners, Fasteners 101. I'm Bob, and today we're going to talk about TEK screws, self drillers. So let's get started. So I have 5 different types of TEK screws here. The most common is the hex head that everybody uses. This has what they call a self driller TEK 3 on it. The point is a TEK 3, and basically that's the type of steel it can go through. This can typically go through about 12 gauge steel, and I'll demonstrate that today. I have some galvanized channel. We're going to test that. These are the same, but basically different heads. You got a flat head here with a TEK on it. If you're using it for wood, attaching wood to metal. And this is a pan head, Phillips pan head. Same thing, a TEK 3 on there. And then I have a TEK 5. You can see this drill point is substantially long. This is made to drill through structural steel. And we're going to demonstrate that also today. And it has very, very tight threads. These are 1224. There's a little relief cut in there. That's what starts the threading in the steel. And I also have a a alloyed Buildex TEK 5. This TEK 5 is a USA made product. It has a chem seal on the outside of it to prevent rusting. These here that I just showed you are 410 stainless. 410 stainless has more alloy in it and less nickel. As you can see, this is a magnet. They're very magnetized. So in a saltwater application, these will attract surface rust. If you use any of these screws where you have salt water in the air, in other words at the beach, you will see eventually rust accumulation on the surface. So let's get started on testing these screws. I have a piece of Kindorf here. This is approximately a 12 gauge channel. It's used on many construction sites. This is hot dip galvanized alloyed 12 gauge. I have a hex self driller TEK screw here, and this is the most widely used screw in the industry. This is a number 10 by 1 inch with a number 3 point. I'm going to demonstrate right now. Installing this screw in the Kindorf. I have a hammer drill here with a magnetic holder, and let's see how this does. This is 410 stainless going into 12 gauge. Let me make sure my vise is tight here. You don't want to go too fast. It's not a good thing. You want to keep consistent pressure. Too fast. If you go over 2,300 RPMs, you'll burn the tip out and it just won't drill. You'll grab another one and you'll have to put another screw in. We're almost there. There we go. Now that's pretty heavy. 12 gauge. This is 410 stainless. If you were going into 14 gauge track and stud, very easily this will go through. I want to test it on a more heavier gauge, because once you go below 12, you're now going to structural steel. We're going to test it on structural steel, but I don't think that this is going to do so well on it. You're really going to have to work that screw to get it in. So we're also now going to try a TEK 5, which this is also made for structural steel. That's why it has such a long drill point. That went a lot faster. That's a TEK 5 for you. And that is 410 stainless. Now I'm going to test a TEK 5 alloyed Build X, which is American made product. These both are imports from Taiwan. Again, you don't want to run the drill too fast. You go too fast, you burn the point out. So I would say that the import did just as well as the USA brand product. Now I'm going to switch and we're going to try the structural steel. So I have my 3/8 structural steel here. It's my test piece. We're going to test this standard TEK 3 going into the structural steel. Of course, structural steel has different makeups. They have higher PSI. And it depends on the structural steel you're going through. There's harder structural steel versus softer structural steel. And you're going to get a result that'll be different. So I haven't tested this yet. This is the first time. So let's give it a wheel and see how far we get into this. Whoops. Grab my screw. Applying a little too much pressure, but it seems to be doing a pretty good job. Not bad. Pretty impressed with that. Now I'm going to drive another TEK 5 stainless steel 410. We're going to test this one also. Did excellent. Perfect. The other thing you have to think about with TEK 5s, TEK 5s are always longer, so you can't use them in tight spots. TEK 5s are a minimum of 1.25 inches long and go all the way up to 4 inches. You can get them. And now I'm going to use the USA brand product, which is alloyed with the coating. This is a TEK 5 also. Oops. I have another one here. The key to these screws are you don't have to pre-drill a hole and then thread the hole for a screw to go in. It does it all in one shot. So as I demonstrated for you, you can see that a TEK 3 and a TEK 5 can go straight through structural steel. There is possibility in a TEK 3 that you will have the screw heat up and possibly bust. With a TEK 5, they're actually made for this application. So if you were going into metal studs, let's just say 16 gauge, 14 gauge, 20 gauge, these screws will go through there like butter. I'm showing you an application where you're going through much heavier pieces of steel. And if you can go through this, you can go through anything lighter much easier. There you go. Subscribe, like, comment. Visit us at albanycountyfasteners.com for 50,000 SKUs right off the rack, ready to ship. We look forward to seeing you in our next video.